office today.
Yeah, I'm in the office.
The networking should be really good in there.
Yeah.
Um,
No, my home office, or yeah, my home office is pretty rock solid, I think. But I'm
um,
always testing like firmwares and things. So
yeah, yeah, of course, me too. We're running that new beta firmware today. But I have to tell you, tried the new Tesla in the snow. It snowed the other day. Wanted to see how it's
you,
going to
you
be.
really got snow.
Oh yeah, I got snow. I tried it, and it's on 20-inch summer tires. And I went around. I tested all the hills to see if I could climb, and I could. So that's pretty good. On 20-inch summies, you can still get around in the snow and ice. Almost better than my Volkswagen on all seasons. But I still ordered a set of 18-inch wheels for the winter. I don't want to scratch these ones, you know.
Do you know when you're gonna get those?
Probably it looks like they're in stock. I'm probably getting them like a week, so gotta switch those things up. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you get real snow.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
all right, so we wanted to talk about today. There's been some exciting new features in the Genius Cloud. I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's see. All right, can you see that, Brian?
Yeah. Hold on.
Take a minute, probably. Um, yeah. All right. So there's this new feature on the Genius access points in the cloud. Now, what firmware? You have to be in the latest firmware on the access points, right?
Yeah, it's the last two digits is 35.
Yeah. Let me go
So
in.
dot 35.
Let's look at the details here. Let me see where I'm at here,
I'm gonna log into my
just so you can
account
follow along.
too.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's on the latest firmware. You'll see this little Diag button here in the AP list, and when you click on that, you get this really cool full screen display.
Yeah.
And basically it's going to show like activity on the access points, internet connection, channel. Tell me about what it's showing, Brian.
Yeah, so there's two tabs at the top.
Yeah.
There's actually, if you have our new access point, the 230S or the 220S, there's three buttons that show up. But for this, currently with your current access point, because you're running a 230, I think.
Yes.
You see network activities and live clients. So network activities gives you a few diagnostic tools that you can use to troubleshoot any problems that you're having on a.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I see it now. So internet connectivity gives you have a speed test you can run. I don't want to do that right now, but speed test. You can do a ping. It's showing it's showing latency in milliseconds for Google, Facebook, and Twitter.
And you can add add in like client IP addresses. So, the important thing is to from the access point, you can ping to the client device or the wireless device that's maybe having a problem, or you can ping out. So right now you're pinging like Google, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yes,
But
nice.
you can also add like IP addresses, and you can actually name the IP address. Like if I'm pinging your laptop, Jeff, I can put in your IP address of your laptop, and then I can put your name. This is Jeff Keenan, and it will show every time I run through this screen.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to the let's see, all channel utilization. So I see there's a scan button there. So I know with the 230, it's gonna take the radio offline when you do that scan, right?
Yeah, it's going to disrupt. If you're not on 2.4, you can run it on 2.4. But yeah, so what it does is it shows which AP am I in right now. Make sure I'm in the right AP. I'll run it on my continue. I don't think it'll knock me off. Yeah, so like I said, like if you have 230s, 220s, 120s, 115s, 160s, 260s, you have to be somewhat careful because it might knock you off.
Yeah.
But now the thing I want to note is it's only running it on the access point that you're on. It's not running it on all access points. It's only running it on the one access point. So you're really kind of figuring out what's going on in the environment at the location of the AP. So if you're not wirelessly connected to that AP and it's another AP within the network, you can run it and it's not going to knock you off, as an example. But when you run it, what it's looking for like you can look at different channel widths, right? You can look at 20 megahertz, 40 megahertz, 80 megahertz. So you can look at the frequency range, and you can look at Wi-Fi utilization, and you can look at like non-Wi-Fi utilization, and then the total utilization. So as an example, in our facilities, this one access point, the results were I have Wi-Fi utilization of 1%. There's the non-Wi-Fi utilization is 15%, which there's some non-Wi-Fi devices out there that are causing some sort of interference maybe. And then the total utilization is 16% basically. So it's giving me an idea of, the test I'm running at and the information I'm looking at channel 2, and I'm looking at what the Wi-Fi utilization is on channel 2 in that particular area. And you can do that for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. I'm hovering over. Now, when you click scan, it scans all the channels.
It's scanning all the channels.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then you hover over the channel, 40 megahertz channel. Mine's all saying 0, but I did run the scan. I don't know why it's saying 0, but maybe my firmware isn't up to the latest.
So I can't see your screen, but are you? It's looking at each channel, so you have to highlight some of the channels.
Oh, you do? Okay. How do you highlight them? I'm not seeing.
Well, no, you run your mouse over the top of it, and you should be able to see it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see that. So yeah, so you can hover over each channel and look at the utilizations at 2.4, and then you can run it on 5. So that's really useful. Because it's really useful as a remote diagnostic tool, right? So if you're trying to manually select channels, you can see basically manually pick the best channel at that point in time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's great, and then you also have this trace route function here. I see. So you can do a trace, and oh, nice, yeah. So it's tracing to where? Can you change that? Oh yeah, you can edit it.
Yeah, you'll see a little button at the top. It's tracing to Google right now.
Yep, I see it.
And it's max hop of 8, but you can modify that. You can change the host and the max hop.
Nice.
So this is really going to help in regards to large networks. If you're you can trace route out, see if there's a particular issue within the trace. So a majority of people that watch us know what trace route is, but if you don't know, trace route watches or like Google.com, right? So it's going to go through hops, and every hop it's going to give you if there's any latency, if there's any packet loss, or if there's a failure point within all the hops. And typically those hops are, they're not going to be like layer 2 devices like an access point or a layer 2 switch or anything like that. It's going to be like routers and gateways that you're looking at. So, it's going to give you that information.
Nice. And that's from the access point. So from that particular access point that you're looking at, it's running that trace route.
Yep, exactly.
So if there's one having some issues, they all should be the same, right? But if they're on a different network or something, you can.
And you can run a trace route right now, Jeff. It probably won't.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, it's showing on the screen. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then the internet connectivity. I could do the speed test might disrupt us, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, that's really good. So yeah, these are all. Now, is this a pro feature?
These are all basic.
These are all basic. Okay. Now, if I had the other thing we were talking about is the 230 ECW230S. Now, if I had that, would there be a spectrum here also?
Yeah, there's a spectrum analyzer on. Okay, so on the 230S and the 220S has the S on there.
Yep.
For sport, right?
Yeah.
It has a scanning radio on that device, so you can run like Spectrum Analyst, or you can run the channel utilization without disruption to like the clients that are connected. So it will actually run a Spectrum Analyzer on 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and it will give you like a live reading of the spectrum at that current time, and it will run it. so you can take a look at it and have an understanding. Okay, there's a lot of interference here.
Yeah.
In these particular areas or these particular channels. So, another great tool. That is a pro feature.
Okay. So if you do buy the ECW230S, you probably you'll get a year of Pro for free, right?
That's right, exactly.
But then you probably, to keep those Spectrum Analyzer feature, you'll probably want to subscribe to Pro for that access point in particular, for the S access points.
That's right. Yep. Exactly.
And we have the pricing.
You get the whips and the WIDs. You get what we call as AirGuard, which is a security feature that detects rogue SSIDs, rogue APs, evil twins, and a number of different things. So it adds a lot of security to it as well.
And we have the pricing for the ECW230S up on the Keenan System website.
Yep.
You'll know it's it because it has the little AirGuard shield on there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the other thing we wanted to show you is there's a new switch firmware that I think we both upgraded yesterday. I have it on my ECS2512FP, and it's a whole new look and feel. I'm just on the summary page here. But what's the big difference to this? It's just a new look. It definitely has some more settings too.
Yeah, it's we needed a major overhaul basically on the switch interface, and so we've had customers ask if to update it. So the interface, the graphical user interface, has gone through a major overhaul, and it's just much cleaner and easier to navigate, and it looks very similar to like the Cloud menu now. So it's just a major overhaul in that, and we will build in more and more features into our switches, so you'll start to see that. We already have a ton of L2 or layer 2 features. You do have some layer 3 features. Jeff and I, we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah,
right? So
I'm showing those now.
Yeah, so there's definitely layer 3 features in there. I would call it a L2 plus switch. So that's available, and so it's a really major overhaul in the interface.
Yeah, so basically with the layer 3 features, you have a DHCP relay in there you can configure. So if you want to basically relay DHCP across another subnet, right? You can put that setting in there. You have some static route settings, so you could route to a network interface on the router with a VLAN, possibly. I'll play around with that stuff. So it definitely has some, it doesn't have any advanced routing protocols. There's no OSPF or anything here, but it definitely has static route and pretty much everything someone might need for basic layer 3.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. So I just wanted to show this, and I know you got a hard out today, so we'll wrap it up quick.
The only other thing I would bring up under the diagnostics, we didn't cover it. It's live clients.
Mm-hmm.
So
the switch diagnostics and the local?
No. On the cloud interface, on the access points, we have live clients now.
All right, let me pull it back up.
Which is a huge benefit. And I'm the one that's kind of, extending the range or extending the conversation. But
now, is that under the new pop-up screen?
Yeah, go to diagnostics again.
Okay. Yep.
And then there's network activities, and then there should be live clients. At the
top. So I see activity, CPU, memory, throughput, channel. I don't see any.
Look at the top. You see network activities at the top. It's almost like 2 tabs are at the top.
Oh, let me see.
So you should be in diagnostics right now.
The one with the big pop out.
Yeah. You get a new window.
Yeah. So I got internet connectivity, trace route, all channel utilization.
See it? No, look at the.
I see it. Yeah, I see it. Sorry about that. Okay.
That's a pro feature, but live clients is, so we have client lists, so you can identify all the clients within the network. But there's a 5-minute refresh on those clients. It's a large
Yeah.
list of clients, and you can identify like their RSSI and all kinds of different things, right? Live client actually tells you who's on right now, what's going on at that particular time with the RSSI, the operating system, what band they're on, their IP address, their download, upload. So if somebody like disconnects and reconnects as a test when you're troubleshooting, it's going to show you in this window really quickly.
Okay, yeah, I see.
If somebody disconnects and reconnects, I have, from a remote standpoint, if I'm troubleshooting somebody and they disconnect and reconnect, I have to wait there's a 5-minute refresh, so I have to wait. So this overcomes that. This is real time. I can actually see this person disconnect and reconnect right away.
Yeah, I see a device connected while we're talking. So now I got 2 devices connected in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. These are definitely nice features to have, and everything except for this live clients is free, not even on Pro.
That's right.
Now, the other thing, so the Pro licenses are live now. You can buy them on the Keen Systems website, or email me. I can send you a quote. And then for the security access point, ECW230S, those are probably shipping by the end of the year, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. All right, Bryan. I know you got to go, so we'll call this one. And remember to like and subscribe for more help with Wi-Fi. Oh, Bryan, you also wanted to talk about your new hats. We almost forgot. So Bryan's got a nice Porsche style hat that's on eBay. If anyone has a Porsche Turbo, he's been working on these.
You don't have to have a Porsche Turbo.
You don't have to, but if you have one, you gotta kind of have one to wear the hat. You know what I mean? Like
no, anything turbo, I would say.
Okay, any kind of turbo. It could be a Volkswagen, Hyundai, anything. Gotcha. But it has like the Porsche script, so we'll put a link to that in the description, in case you want to check them out. They're hot selling.
Nice.
Great Christmas present. All right, Bryan.